Okay, I thought I'd go ahead and do a review of the Sidi Crossfire 2 boots. I literally just purchased these boots from Amazon, and I will provide a link in the description. These boots are in the $460 range plus tax. These boots do not have any leather. They are synthetic, as almost all the boots that I've been looking at are. I have yet to be able to find a pair of riding boots that are leather, but I'm sure they're out there. That said, I read in the description and heard videos that these run narrow and I have wide feet. One user said you probably won't be able to wear these boots. Other users said go up a half size. So I took it the next step and went up a full size. I'm a size 12 and every boot I've put on works just fine, including an ONeal RIDER, which I'm going to do that side-by-side comparison here in just a second. That said, these boots at that price point are probably considerably great boots for a narrow foot. My foot barely got in, and once it got inside the footbed, it felt okay in the beginning. Now, the flexibility on this boot was almost immediate. It definitely has a break-in period, but I was able to walk in them. It has a hinge. I'll just show you that hinge, which is right here. So you can see the movement. There's flexibility immediately, and that's a great point. The boot from the footbed up, ankle and calf area, is very comfortable. It has plenty of space and would work great for that. But the consensus is after wearing them for approximately an hour and actually doing some stretching in them and minimal walking, but stretching, I could not get the idea that these would work for me. The cramping in the foot and discomfort was just too excessive. Now I'm going to move over here and take a pause real quick, and we're going to put the ONeals up. All right, here's the ONeal boot. And again, it is a considerable discount. These are your entry-level boots, and they are running in the $125 range. I'll put a link for those as well. My first thought on these when I put them on last Sunday, I'd been on my feet all day. I do have arthritic feet, which can hurt before I even start the day on any given day. That said, with the proper shoes, my feet can actually do okay. If the shoes aren't correct, I'm in a mess. Both feet are arthritic. They have probably had multiple small fractures and, probably a significant fracture from falls and motocross. So that said, this boot right here went right on my foot. The footbed felt okay. And when I strapped them up and tried to walk, I couldn't move. It's like, oh my gosh, these are just too restrictive, and didn't think their break-in would get me there. So I went in and ordered the Sidi boots, if I'm pronouncing that right, SIDI boots, Crossfire 2s, to see if those would do it. I'd made a massive jump. I skipped all the interims of Alpine Stars, Tech 3, Tech 7, Tech 10, forgot about all that. And said, look, I'll just jump in the highest price point with a hinged boot, see what happens. That said, I watched some videos on these boots as well, and or other boots, just to go over why I even bought them in the first place. There's a lot of reviews about excessive stiffness in the beginning, and that if you work hard enough, you will get them broken in and comfortable. I also watched a break-in suggestion video, which showed how to put some good flex on them before with a towel, insert a towel and flex them, and then actually get in them and do some squats and so on and so forth. So I did that. And once, and by the way, the Sidi boots weren't in yet when I was doing all this in hopes that these boots would work. So long story short, these boots outplayed the Sidi boots on initial comfort in the footbed. I mean, they just work. I can slip them in where I have to fight my feet into the footbed with the Sidi boots, and then these started regaining some flexibility. So I finally made the commitment after about 5 hours of wearing these boots around the house to take them out and just walk in them and make the commitment. So these are now going to be my committed boots. I'll have a review after, I don't know, let's say a 30-day review. I'll come back, and then I would imagine I might even give a review out, 90 or 6-month review, if these boots can pass that 30-day test. And my gosh, if they don't, I've chewed $125. The Sidi boots, a $460 investment, and they're telling me already they'd be a bust, and I'm not willing to spend that kind of money. So that's my review. I'm going to do a quick pause and do a side-by-side so you can see the footbed comparison. So here is your Sidi boot, and if you'll notice how low this boot. All right, we had a little glitch with the camera there. So here's your Sidi boot. It is a very low profile to start with compared to our Rider boot. I don't know if it's showing up in this light quite as dramatically. I apologize. Here's better lighting. There's some little better lighting here. So here's your Rider boot, and there is your Sidi boot, and that should stand out pretty good for you. The Sidi boot is very low in the toe region, and even as it ascends up towards that first strap, it's very gradual, whereas your Rider boot starts out significantly higher and makes a pretty good climb to that first strap. So again, for me, this boot is going to take the it's going to take the longer trial. We're going to ship the Sidi boots back. Whoops, sorry for the glitches. And that's it. That is my very short review on both boots. Sidi, I just literally put them in and tried them for about an hour and realized they just weren't going to work. The Rider boots, I've actually walked in probably 2 hours in cleaning the garage and going down to my shop and back, and around the house, man, probably up to 5 hours. And I got a significant amount of flex out of them already. And again, I think they're gonna work. And just to be clear, one of my concerns with no hinge was that shift problems that I'm hearing people talking about, not feeling your brake. Well, I went down, and I literally could actually get under my XR650L shifter, although it will be adjusted up. I could get under it, and I can feel that it's going to be fine to shift and brake. So people saying they can't feel their shifter or can't feel their brake pedal, I'm not really sure where they're coming from on that. Obviously, it's a big boot with a heavy sole, so it's not like wearing tennis shoes or medium boots. But hey, I'm going to make a go of it, and I'll be back. God bless.